Onetox represent Solomon Island people say. We people start originally from our homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we have to bring this message to my brother lyrical. Straight from the crew, out to the blue. We represent the voices of my ancestors calling. And I was getting more and my culture is falling. Now we have a step up for the past 20 calling.
Once down with this stuff, ain't nobody gonna stop us. People, everybody, would you listen to us for a start? No point complaining unless we're partaking. We represent the cause of the ones.
Previously on Delos, we met some lifelong friends. Sailed Delos to the crazy city of Manila, and had a Filipino-style Easter. Having a pretty awesome sail right now. We've just left Matuid Bay, just south of Manila, and we had a really awesome time in Manila. I didn't really know what to expect, but we met some really amazing people there, and they really showed us around, and it was just a cool time. But now we're a bit partied out, so we're heading to Apo Reef, which is just west of Mindoro. And then we're headed down to Palawan and Coron, which we're really excited about, so it should be awesome. A few days ago, we dropped our mooring at the Manila Yacht Club, and were met with an incredible sunrise as we motored out of the bay. Our friends Ree and Aiden were with us for part of the trip. Ree had invited us to her family's beach house for the weekend. Oceanfront, of course. So we anchored Delos and were treated to an amazingly chill weekend with some crazy good food and great massages. And now it was back to just Karen and I on Delos, which meant me holding the camera while Karen did all the work.
Why is it southeast when it's the northeast monsoon?
Because we want to go southeast. That's why. We arrived in Apo Reef at first light and dropped our hook on a small sandy patch. Anchorages like Apo with fringing, protective barrier reefs are my absolute favorite. They're shallow enough for anchoring and offer awesome protection. Yet with no land around, it's like being anchored in a calm lagoon in the middle of the ocean. You can get a real sense of solitude out here. No land, no noise, no people. We spent a few awesome days at Apo, just lounging around and chasing fishes. But we'd heard about a crazy island with African animals roaming around. Apparently it was less than a day's sail south. So we hoisted my favorite mizzen ballooner and set sail for Coron, Palawan. So we've just arrived in Baswanga Island, which is the northern part of the Palawan group. And we've heard this strange rumor that there's supposed to be some sort of African animal reservation somewhere around here. So we're gonna see if we can go track it down and have a look. It's crazy.
That's what I was saying yesterday.
So the only directions we have is it says it's in the west part of the bay in a little inlet with some mangroves. So this kind of looks like there's mangroves and it's definitely west. So we'll see if this is it.
There's some mangroves over there. And we have a big, medium-sized house over here.
Cool. It really did exist. And for the price of about 100 pesos, you could get a personal guided tour. The story goes that a past Filipino president, one known for terribly wise investments of the country's resources, decided to save some African animals from their native Africa and bring them to this island in the Philippines. Some said it was a private hunting reserve and nothing more, but nobody really knows. There's about 35 giraffes on the island, all of them roaming free except this poor guy that hurt himself. So he was here in this pen being looked after.
Bye.
Yeah, our problem there, the kicking.
They've been here so long and adapted so well that all the giraffes on the island were born here. And some are now approaching 30 years old.
Ah, giraffe breath.
I know, he has a pretty bad breath, huh?
There are also some native Filipino species here on the island, all living together in some bizarre harmony.
It's like hissing at you.
Okay.
Aw, he's really angry at you.
Yeah. He'll be okay though. The Philippines are always surprising us like this. What a completely random experience to pull Delos up to an island in the Philippines, dock Maggie, and be able to roam around with giraffes and zebras. Yep, it's getting pretty empty in there. It had been about 2 weeks since leaving Manila, and the fridge was showing it. We were in Pearl Bay, Coron, which is an island in northern Palawan. It's a great anchorage, but pretty far from anything resembling a store. It was a 2-mile dinghy ride to the closest sari-sari store, where we hoped to stock up on some fresh stuff.
Yes, we're just getting some fresh fruit and vegetables, so some apples, and we have some tomatoes, cucumber, a little bit of beans here, and we also have like
144. 114.
Okay, do you have garlic?
Garlic.
And onion?
Yeah.
We got some stuff, they didn't have that much, but we got some beans, we got 1 Pepsi, some garlic and onions, and some random fruits. They only had 2 apples, which was a little bit sad because, I don't know, we haven't had fresh fruit in like 2 weeks and I'm really craving some, you know, like juicy mango or something. But they had 2 apples. So now we just have to wash everything. Wait, so crazy. Tomatoes that are not really ripe and they will never be, but they taste okay. The only 2 potatoes, and they only had 2 eggs, which was a little bit sad, but it's okay.
It's hot, hot, hot down here.
In the main?
Real hot, yeah, in the main. Last time we changed it was in Indonesia, so it's due right now. We'd been chilling in this beautiful spot, doing some cruiser stuff like changing the oil, replacing impellers, and hoisting our internet stick to the top of the mast to try and get a better signal. Every once in a while it would rain and cool stuff down, but mostly it was just frickin' hot. In the afternoon, we'd head off to the resort next door to drink a few San Miguels and enjoy the amazing view.
It's quite a good hill here, but it makes you real fit and it's definitely worth it when you get up there. It's really nice and the sunset is beautiful. Oh.
It was a totally cruiser-friendly place. Just drink a few beers and eat dinner every once in a while. We pretty much had it all to ourselves. They even let us use their internet to upload videos. 14%. We're cruising. And I had to reset it twice. At this rate, who knows? Maybe today. And then one day we asked what all the dive boats were doing in the bay. Oh, you didn't know? There's an entire Japanese World War II fleet sunk out there. Seriously?
So we just gotten totally ready to go in dinghy and zoom over to the Akijima wreck, I think it's called. It's really cool. It's like about, yesterday we went down to about 36 meters, I think. And it's just like you can swim through this wreck and it was so clear water, like, and this is fish, like schools of fish everywhere, like hunting going on, and massive big like lionfish like this just like zooming around waiting for something to get close to them. It's really, really nice. So I did my first decompression stop, which was pretty interesting. There's a lot of things going on the computer, but I think it will be better today.
It's hard to believe that a little over 70 years ago, there was a massive battle raging here. It was the midst of World War II, and the Japanese were marching across the Pacific. The tranquil settings were disrupted by US planes dive-bombing the Japanese fleet. There's 10 known Japanese wrecks in the Coron area, and they're all marked with floats and lines for the local dive operators. So for the past few weeks, we'd been moving Delos around, jumping from wreck to wreck, and zooming around in Maggie with all our gear. It was awesome! We were doing multiple dives a day, and best of all, it was just us. We pretty much had the entire place all to ourselves. I always like to think about what these wrecks looked like above water. Who was the last person to walk on this deck and hold this rail? What were they thinking when their entire world was shaken apart by an immense explosion? But maybe the coolest thing is this war machine, once purposed for so much destruction, is now a home to some of the most peaceful creatures on the planet. As the days progressed, we began to penetrate deeper and deeper into the wrecks, always finding another cool passageway to explore. The diving was somewhat technical because of the depths, so we were using hang tanks and the decompression profiles of our computers. But the passageways were open, and there was always a visible way out, which was really comforting. I'm always swept by a feeling of nervous excitement on a wreck, of knowing that this entire structure was once a fully functioning ship, but now sits on the ocean floor. It's especially cool to recognize steering gear, engine controls, or even unexploded ordnance. As if the experience wasn't amazing enough already, you then get to exit through a bomb hole into a school of hunted baitfish. We ended up spending almost a month here, hopping from wreck to wreck, spending as much time as possible underwater to escape the heat, and of course, enjoy the ridiculous sunsets. Next on Delos, we lose track of time in El Nido, survive some crazy squalls, and get ready to leave our beloved Philippines.
Let it be whatever it be, everything will be alright. You have certainty within you, close your eyes and look inside. Let it be whatever it be. Everything will be alright. You have certainty within you. Close your eyes and look inside. Let it be whatever it be.
What are you doing?
I'm writing to my mom that she can't comment on the Delos page as SV Delos. She has to be herself.
Busted.